There was once a time where these two brothers were sworn to defeat the Ōtsutsuki together, but now they're after each other. So, what changed?
When Boruto opted to take Amado's Byakugan suppression pills as an alternative to stop Momoshiki's resurrection, their ninja way began to separate. Things got worse during the Team 7 shinobi training. Kawaki began to lose sight of what Naruto tried teaching him. Ishiki's innate desire for instant power and gratification got the better of him. Sarada wanted them all to practice basic chakra drills together as a team. Kawaki, however, knowing the power code possessed, declared it was useless and that they needed to fight each other instead, as that was the only optimal way to grow stronger. Ultimately, he got what he wanted by fighting Boruto over whose perspective they follow. Kawaki lost, of course, meaning he had to do it the shinobi way for the time being. The reason for the loss, however, revealed a fundamental issue with how Kawaki's thoughts began to shift. The thing he spent his life trying to escape, the karma, was what he instinctively relied upon to reach his goals. Thus, when he tried to absorb Boruto's attack, he was hit with a harsh taste of reality, as it was gone. Maybe Jigen was right all along. He was just an empty vessel who's useless without the karma. Nightmarish visions of code continue to appear before Kawaki until one day, Amado explains to him that he may not be a vessel anymore, but he's still an Ōtsutsuki. This angered Kawaki as he grew to despise their race. However, Amado saw that anger and used it to manipulate the young boy. He proposed that he let Kawaki implant a new karma seal onto him. That way, he'd have the level of power required to combat Code, who was stronger than Jigen without his limiters. Understandably, Kawaki tried telling himself that he hated the idea of relying on such a thing after everything he had been through. Nonetheless, Amado knew he'd already won. Despite what he has done for the village, Kawaki was still viewed by many as the odd one out, someone to be feared. Shikadai tried to reassure him that he had friends in Konoha too, which Kawaki appreciated, but in spite of this, he still felt like he didn't belong there. Of course, Naruto dismissed this while calling him his son, even giving Kawaki a welcome party where Himawari set the table with the vase he put back together. Kawaki tries to convince his little sister into using the new vase he bought instead of the broken one, but she stated that the fact Kawaki took the time and love to join all the pieces back together made it more special. Nonetheless, the fear of being useless got to Kawaki. Thus, during the night, he used his innate Ōtsutsuki ability to suppress his chakra signature and escape the village, leaving a shadow clone in his bedroom as a decoy. Kawaki had barely made it to the outskirts of the village when Boruto saw through this ruse and alerted Naruto and the wannabe Itachi fodder. Nobody believed him, so he ran out himself, following Kawaki's chakra, which he could sense as a fellow Ōtsutsuki. Kawaki's plan was to sacrifice himself so that Code would leave everyone else alone. Code finds this to be stupid and beats up Kawaki badly, saying that he will not rest unless he has killed everybody who helped in Ishiki's death. That's not all though. The simp couldn't kill Kawaki, as it just so happened that his number one baddie, Ada, had given the strict orders not to kill her Pookie Bear. Knowing that he's wanted, Kawaki offers to go see Ada in person, but in that moment, Boruto cockblocks his homie and engages in a fight with Code. After being thrown around the place, Boruto gets up, utilizing karma's true essence. However, just when the fun was getting started, he collapsed due to the anti-Byakugan pills he has taken. Living by the bros before a mantra, Kawaki readied himself to protect Boruto, but suddenly he arose. This time, it was Momoshiki who was in control, not Jinbu. Code tried to take Kawaki hostage, but was humiliated by Momoshiki's overwhelming power. Moments before he could get his hand on Kawaki, he was hit with shadow paralysis as Naruto, who activated his wisdom sage mode, safely secured his adopted son. Kawaki begged Naruto to flee, but the 7th Hokage would never back down from his duty and engaged in battle. Whilst Code took Shikamaru hostage, Momoshiki fired a giant Rasengan straight at the helpless Naruto. But once again, Kawaki jumped in to protect his family, revealing that he unknowingly accepted Amado's deal for a new karma. The sussy scientist knew all along that Kawaki desired it. So when he was reconstructing his arm after the battle with Ishiki, he implanted a new one. All it required to activate was for Kawaki to want it. Seeing the most important person in his life about to die was exactly what Kawaki required. Thus, he absorbed the Rasengan. With this restored karma, however, came even greater power, as Kawaki was given the Daikoku Ten Dojutsu. This automatically makes him one of the most broken characters in Naruto history. After all, he is the perfect Ishiki vessel, meaning meaning he has a much better understanding and control over his abilities in comparison to Jigen. Jigen needed to leech off of the Ten Tails to go up against Prime Naruto and Sasuke to get the dub, despite not being able to use Ishigi's full arsenal of attacks, mind you. You see, there's the Sukuna Hikuna Jutsu, which can shrink the user and any other inanimate object to a microscopic size so small that when they appear again, it's likened to teleportation. Then, there's also the Daikoku Ten dimension. This is a timeless space where things can be stored inside and later summoned from, such as black chakra rods, as seen by Jigen, a 5-course meal, or huge chakra-disturbing cubes. Jigen was incapable of using these, unlike Kawaki, who showed immediate mastery of them against Momoshiki. Despite the seemingly helpless position they found themselves in, Boruto regained partial control, allowing him and his brother to ensue upon a plan they had secretly contrived: kill Boruto. Right in front of his father's eyes, Kawaki sent Boruto to the Donut Club. Naruto was devastated as he just watched his son die by the hands of his other son. With tensions high, Kawaki waltzed over to Code to finish the job on him too, but was hit with a powerful Uno reverse as he pulled out Damon to reflect Kawaki's blast. As the last remaining Kara member makes a quick escape, Boruto resurrects. Momoshiki couldn't let his vessel die, as it'd mean his chance at life was also gone. Thus, he used the final remaining data to patch up Boruto and bring him back. In doing so, Momoshiki could no longer resurrect into his original form. Nonetheless, the threat of him taking over Boruto's consciousness lingered. Sometime later, Kawaki confronted Boruto about Momoshiki, but was met with lies. Boruto said he had no idea what Kawaki was talking about and that Momoshiki wasn't anywhere to be seen. Believing that his brother no longer planned to stick to their word of accepting death should they pose a threat to the village, Kawaki took matters into his own hands. He's not oblivious to the truth. Boruto is compromised and needs to die, otherwise the Ōtsutsuki will continue to haunt the planet. Erasing his chakra signature, Kawaki shrinks down and makes a beeline to Naruto and Hinata. Here, he explains what must be done. Nobody else can be the one to kill Boruto and nobody else wants to. Kawaki takes a seat at the dinner table and thanks Naruto for breathing life into him. His obsession at this point had far surpassed even the biggest Naruto fanboy. This love for Naruto, however, parallels Code. They both idolize the person who saved them, to the point Code would destroy the world and Kawaki, well, he plans to save it by eliminating Naruto's world, his son. Thus, he opens a portal and banishes both Naruto and Hinata to the Shadow Realm until he completes his job of killing all Ōtsutsuki. Then, they're free to kill Kawaki, who would be the last one remaining. He then ambushes Boruto atop the Hokage faces to finally kill him, which is when he gave Boruto his iconic scar. With the news of Naruto disappearing quickly being spread, Shikamaru, Konohamaru, and Sasuke trapped Kawaki. Ironically though, he is saved by the thing he's trying to destroy, Momoshiki Ōtsutsuki. He knows Boruto is Kawaki's target, thus he can't let either of them die, so he momentarily switches teams. There's also the fact that Momoshiki could see fragments of the future and understands what must be done to get the outcome he desires, and so Kawaki escapes but can't get far. Funnily enough, the constant use of Sukuna Hikuna and Daikoku Ten saw his chakra quickly diminish, which is ironic when you remember he skipped out on chakra training drills with Team 7 because he didn't believe in it. Ada pays him a visit in the woods, which is when he opens up about his true feelings. His desire to protect Naruto has pushed him to entrust Ada with protecting Naruto and Konoha over himself. He explains that nobody other than him can kill Boruto due to who he is. He is the outsider, thus he can shoulder the burden of such treason. However, he wishes that Boruto could be nobody. That way, there would be no guilt attached to killing him, as the rest of Konoha wouldn't care. Knowing that he's nothing more than a pathetic piece of garbage, he looks Ada in the eyes, which is when a sudden burst of light is sent across the planet. Kawaki got his wish. Ada's Shinjutsu, which originated from Shibai himself, rewrote the memories of the entire planet aside from Sumire and Sarada to make them believe Boruto and Kawaki's lives had been entirely swapped. Thus, and this is when Kawaki Uzumaki was born. Seizing the opportunity to erase any guilt attached to the murder of Boruto, Kawaki reveals that Naruto was killed by the hands of his own son. Such high-level treason saw Boruto become Konoha enemy number number 1. With Sasuke trusting his daughter's judgment, he takes a student and escapes the village with him, whilst Kawaki gets close to Shikamaru, who is made the 8th Hokage in their effort to protect the village from Code. During the 3 years of Boruto being missing, Kawaki would periodically visit Naruto in the Daikokuten dimension, whilst also doing a terrible job of living Boruto's life. For example, rather than treat Mitsuki as the moon to his sun, he tells him to get lost, the sick purr, which leads to Mitsuki starting to doubt if Kawaki truly is who he thinks he is. Now, if you enjoyed Kawaki's entire story and want to learn more about the time skip, including the new Evo Sasuke and the return of Ishiki, check out this video explaining every new Shinju.